Okay, so just quickly practicing stuff that we did yesterday. So find the area of the shed region. On this one, pi times r squared times m, the measurement of the angle that makes the shaded part, 210 over 360. And what does that give you? About 263.89, somewhere around there. Okay. Pi times 6 squared times 90 over 360. What does that give you? About 28.27 square yards. And then on this one, pi times 19 squared times 240 over 360. That's 756.8. Okay, so today what we're going to talk about is how to find the area of a regular polygon. Now, we've talked about all this year, but I want to reemphasize this. So this phrase of regular polygon. First of all, what is a polygon? A shape what? I think I heard somebody trying to whisper it. Okay. Does anybody know what the prefix poly means? What does the prefix poly mean? Okay, so poly means like many or multiple. Okay? So a polygon just is a generic term, really. It just means a shape with many sides. Now, to be a polygon, it has to have at least 3 sides. It has to be a triangle. You can't make a polygon with 2 sides. I mean, how do you make a shape with 2 sides? So it's got to have at least 3 sides and then anything more than that. So the word polygon is a generic phrase referring to anything that has many sides. Okay? Now, a regular polygon, this regular is not generic at all. It actually means something very specific. Does anybody remember what a regular polygon is? Okay, what does it mean to be regular though?
Like a square.
Okay, a square is regular, but why is a square regular?
Its sides are equal.
There you go. Regular means all sides are equal. And because of that, all the angles are going to be equal in it also. But to be a regular polygon, all the sides have to be the same length. So everything we're going to talk about today has to be a regular polygon for this to apply. Okay. The blank of a polygon is the sum of the lengths of the sides. So if you add up all the sides, what do we call that?
Perimeter.
Is the perimeter. Yep. The perimeter of a polygon is the sum of the lengths of the sides. Okay, this next one is the one that we're really going to be using today. The blank of a regular polygon is the perpendicular line from one side to the center of that polygon. Okay, this word I'm sure you've never heard of before. So this word is called an apothem. Okay, it's called an apothem. And I'll show you in just a second what I mean by this. So the apothem of a regular polygon is the perpendicular line from one side to the center. The next one here, the blank of a regular polygon is a line from the center to a vertex. This is the radius. Okay? The radius of a regular polygon is a line from the center to a vertex. All right, so on this first one right here, if I drew a line from the center straight out to the side where it's 90 degrees right here, this is what we call an apothem. Now, if you draw a line from the center out to a vertex, to right here, there's a vertex. This is what we call a radius. Now, we're not really going to use a radius. I just want you to see that and know the difference between these two, because it's easy to want to make that the apothem, but that's not the apothem. From the center to a vertex is the radius. From a center perpendicular to a side is the apothem. Okay? From here to here, 90 degrees, this is the apothem. From here to here would be a radius. from here to here, 90 degrees is the apothem. From here to here is the radius. Don't get those two confused. It's very easy to mix those up. The apothem has to make a 90-degree angle with the side here. All right, so how do we find the area of a regular polygon? Okay, and this is, again, very specific, the area of a regular polygon. So the area of a regular polygon is the apothem times the perimeter divided by 2. And of course, like we've said on a lot of these formulas, it's written like this sometimes also, 1/2 times the apothem times the perimeter. Same thing. So we may see it both ways as we work through stuff. This is the way I'm going to use it for the most part, but this may show up some. All right, so let's talk about these different variables in this formula because it's easy to get these kind of confused. Okay, so this capital P in the formula, the uppercase P, refers to the perimeter of the shape. Okay? Capital P refers to the perimeter. The lowercase a refers to the apothem. The uppercase A refers to the area of the shape. Okay, so this is our formula. Apothem times perimeter divided by 2. So on number 1, and it says that all of these are regular polygons, so all of the sides are the same length. So for this triangle, what does the capital P stand for in our formula? Perimeter of the shape. So if all the sides are 12, what's the perimeter going to be?
36.
Yep, so it's going to be 12, 12, and 12, so 36 feet is going to be the perimeter. Okay, how long is the apothem?
3.4.
They give it to you right there. It's 3.4. And so to find the area, we're going to do the apothem times the perimeter divided by 2. So just plug that in your calculator now. 3.4 times 36 divided by 2. Yep, and it should give you 61.2 square feet. Okay, so, I mean, doing that, it's pretty simple on how this works. Now, in this one, I want you to see how this works. So, on number 2, what shape is this?
Square.
Yeah, it's a square. It's 4 sides, and it tells us it's a regular polygon, so I know it's a square. So, with this one, I wouldn't even have to use this formula. Because if all the sides are 8, what's the area of this going to be? Yeah, it's just going to be 64, right? Because length times width, 8 times 8. But I want you to see how this formula works that we're doing. So what would the perimeter of this square be? Would be 32, because it's going to be 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8. What's the length of the apothem? Is 4, which if you think about it, that makes perfect sense. The apothem is 4, because in this case, since it's a square, it's really easy to see. The apothem is just going to be exactly half of what the side is. So it makes sense. That's 4, this is 8. Now, if we do the apothem 4 times the perimeter of 32, divide that by 2, you plug that in your calculator, sure enough, you're going to see that gives you 64. All right, on this number 3 here, what shape is this?
Hexagon.
It is a hexagon. Each side is 10, so what's the perimeter going to be?
60.
It's going to be 60. How long is the apothem? 17.3. So we're going to do the apothem times the perimeter divided by 2. And that's going to give you exactly 519 square millimeters. All right, on the back, let's actually measure one. So let's look at this pentagon on the back here. right, so using centimeters, let's measure the apothem and try my best to make this as perpendicular to that as I can. Okay, so how long is the apothem? About 3.2. Somewhere around there. Okay, then how long is each side here? Yeah, we're going to say about 4.8. Kind of right between, but we're going to go ahead and go with 4.8. All right, so if each side is 4.8, there's 5 sides. What's the perimeter going to be? 4 times 5 is 20. 0.8 times 5 is going to be 4, so 24, is that right? Okay, we just measured the apothem, it's 3.2. So I'm going to do the apothem times the perimeter divided by 2. All right, so 3.2 times 24 divided by 2. And yep, the area is going to be about 38.4. Whoops. All right. So that's it. That's the basics of using the area formula for a regular polygon. Pretty simple.